We don't want me in this. Okay, there you are. Hey, Facebook, you little trolls. How you doing? Look who's here. Straight from ABC, NBC, Fox, you name it. I left out one. NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox. So this is Kevin Israel. Hi, Kevin.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great. Oh my gosh, there's so much in your bio. Let me remind you and tell everybody what your bio is about. You went from being the only Jew in your school, like me, to going off to Hofstra and University of Delaware for law and political science to become a political operative, as if I know what that is. You have a religion. Your self-proclaimed religion is Oy vey, and I relate. You have on stage, you have gone from 2001 to being acclaimed as amazing wit and improvisation, where people don't forget you, and you won Gilda Radner's Laugh Off. I'm so jealous. In 2013, I didn't even start till 2014. And you now co-host a podcast called Gutting the Cow and have an album,
Gutting the Sacred Cow, yes.
Sacred, I left out Sacred. And you have an album called The Struggle is Real, which is a play on your last name, Israel.
Yes.
Okay, we gotta talk, Kevin. This is just too much. Oh my gosh. So, where did you grow up? What city?
I grew up in a little town in New Jersey called Rumson.
Rumson? New Jersey, little town. And you felt like you were the only Jew in school, or in fact, you really were the only Jewish person in school?
Oh, no. Through elementary school and most of middle school, I was one of the only Jews. Yeah.
Wow. Well, so did that make you become the funny person? It did me.
Yeah. Well, it didn't hurt, but I think a lot of my humor comes from my parents and my family just growing up.
Okay. So your parents and family were funny just in general as a way of life.
They were funny accidentally.
By default. Not on purpose.
It's more a matter of circumstance, not a matter of intention.
Nice. So my parents went through the Holocaust. And so my dad was really in the Holocaust. My mom was Christian, so not really. But my dad had the best survivor, dark kind of humor ever.
Yeah.
So
Jews definitely, our humor definitely benefited from that. My folks were lucky. My parents are in their 80s now, and their parents got here right before things got really bad in Eastern Europe. So thankfully, my immediate family avoided it, but we have relatives who ended up going through it.
now with me, my maiden name was Marcus, which out in Oregon meant nothing. If I was in New York, people would know that's a Jewish name, but they didn't know that really. But with a name like Israel, I don't think you can pass on being Jewish.
No, I really couldn't hide it.
Kevin I. What's the I stand for?
My middle name was Everett, Everett. And when I got into doing comedy, once I realized it was something that I was going to do a little more seriously, I considered just changing my stage name to Kevin Everett because it rolls off the tongue and it's kind of unidentifiable.
Yes.
But, I do a lot about my name. I talk about my heritage and my family, so it just wasn't worth it. Kevin Israel, luckily, is pretty memorable, and there's not too many of us out there.
No, there aren't. I think that's amazing. So tell me, what is a political operative? It sounds Russian.
It's much less nefarious than that. Basically, I started off volunteering on political campaigns when I was in college, and it's just somebody who works on campaigns and works for elected officials. I did a variety of jobs in New Jersey in politics and the state government. So that's kind of just a catch-all title you can give to yourself when you don't know how else to explain what it is you do.
What's your favorite campaign that you worked on? Do you have one? Or are they all kind of in the same bucket?
Just working on campaigns in general was a lot of fun. It's a really, really active, dynamic environment to be in. You get very close with the people working on the campaign very quickly. And, when you're younger, it's great because, a campaign usually lasts at most 9-10 months. So you move around a lot, you meet a lot of people, and you get a lot of experience. So it was a lot of fun, and I worked with a lot of really interesting people over the years.
Oh, that's great. Political science people scare the heebie-jeebies out of me. Do you have any idea?
Especially in today's day and age, it's a scary topic. I stay away from politics in my act and in my comedy. I really try to avoid it. It's part of my life, but not a part of my life that I try to get involved in comedy and in entertainment.
Yes. So talk to me about the very first time you got on stage all the way to today. I want to know the trajectory, like how difficult was it? What was your first experience? Who came along and helped you? To Gilda to today.
I started off doing stand-up comedy at Rascals Comedy Club in New Jersey back in, I guess it was around 2001.
Mm-hmm.
I did a show when I was in college in 1998 as a goof for my fraternity, and it was a disaster. But I always loved stand-up comedy. I was always into stand-up comedy. I'd watch it in college, and I watched it as a kid. So I always loved it, and I did it there was a fraternity competition. It was a talent competition, and I said I would just get up there and try some stand-up comedy. It was a mess. Everybody's first time doing stand-up is always relatively a disaster, and if somebody tells you it wasn't, they're lying. But I did it, and I was just proud of myself, and that was the end of it. And then a couple years later, after I graduated college, I was telling a friend that story, and she got very excited. She said, "Oh, there's a open mic night at Rascals Comedy Club." But Rascals is a huge name in comedy, especially on the East Coast. Just a legendary name, and the club was iconic in our area. And I said, "No, I'm never going to do that." And she pestered me for about a year, and I finally said, "Fine, if you sign me up and you get everything put together, I'll go do it." And she did. And I think it was right around Easter in 2001, I went and I did my first open mic night at the Rascals Comedy Club. And back then, at this club, they had huge audiences. There must have been 200 people in the audience for an open mic night.
Wow.
And it was all, and I did 10 minutes. I actually have the tape still. I did 10 minutes. I loved every minute of it, and every minute of it was an unmitigated disaster. But if you have fun doing it, it's like a drug. You just get hooked. And I got off stage, and the first thing I said to my friends is, I got to do that again. I just started doing open mic nights and going around to all the different open mic nights in New Jersey and New York. I started going to the city a lot. I got the chance to work at the Comedy Cellar, Stand Up New York Comedy Club, Gotham Comedy Club. I worked all over, and I just kept grinding it until I started getting paid to do it, which blew my mind that people were actually paying me to do this nonsense. And I've stuck with it. A guy named Bob Gonzo, who's very well known in the New Jersey comedy scene, got me my start. He was actually the MC of the first night, open mic night I did, and he books a lot of shows throughout the state, throughout the tri-state area. I worked a lot with him, and then I've just been lucky to work with a lot of great bookers and clubs, and it just kind of snowballed. None of it's a plan. None of it was ever really a plan. It just kind of happened.
A lot of comics like to talk about who they've opened for or been on stage with. I don't see you as the person that goes around, or you would have put it on your bio, but I imagine being on the East Coast, you've been up with some heavy hitters.
Oh yeah. I've worked with a lot of the big names. It's great, but I think when a comic's trying to promote himself, you should talk about what you can do, and saying who you open for. I don't know. It's just not something I do. I know a lot of guys who do it, but it was just never something I did. But I've had the chance to work with a lot of really, really great comedians. Very lucky, and it's anytime I get to meet a comic that especially comics that I was a fan of,
Yes.
it's always cool. I'm still a fan of stand-up, and so getting to work with anybody that I looked up to is always a trip.
You know, the person in my life that is the reason I'm doing comedy was Wendy Liebman.
I don't think I know Wendy.
She used to open for the Rat Pack kind of group of people in the 90s here in Vegas, and she was on with Howard Stern. Anyway, she let me interview her the other day, and it was the highest point. It was better than, almost as good as giving birth to my child. Almost.
That's awesome.
You just got married like a year ago or two.
Yeah, I got married about a year and a half ago at this point, a little more.
Awesome. Congratulations. I know I said it before, but you can't bring it up without saying congratulations. Talk to me about your podcast.
So,
Gutting the Sacred Cow.
Another comedian, Kevin Goatee. It's called Gutting the Sacred Cow. We started doing it about 7 months ago. We have, I think, 27 episodes in the can. It's Kevin Goatee's brainchild. We're both huge movie fans, and he came up with the idea of doing a podcast where each episode we bring on somebody to try to take down a beloved movie. Whether it was a critically acclaimed movie, a financially successful movie, or just a movie that was very popular. So every episode we've had people come on and try to bash Star Wars, Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, Goonies, Gone with the Wind. We've had some great episodes, some great guests. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different take on the movie review genre, and everybody likes to sit and talk about what their favorite movie is, and then people bash that movie. So this is a chance to listen to people that actually have a thought-out, really witty exchange about just bashing movies that people probably love and some people probably hate. It's a really fun concept. We've gotten a really good response to it. You can find it on iTunes, and Spotify, and everywhere else that you can listen to a podcast. But it's just a great concept.
Yes.
Kevin really put together something great. He's definitely the mastermind behind it. I'm very happy to be on board, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We're putting out an episode every week since we got started.
Wow. I've never listened to it, but I'm going to go binge it.
It's definitely a lot of fun. We've had comics come on. We've had folks in the movie industry. We just had the guy on who was one of the co-creators of Rotten Tomatoes. So we've had a variety of people come on, and it's interesting. Some people take a funny stance, some people take a political stance, some people take a very serious stance about why they dislike the movie. But it's always an interesting discussion. We try to keep it funny and light, and it's just fun, and the interaction we've had with the folks who listen has been great.
That's so wonderful. Tell me about your album, Struggle is Real. Again, I have not watched it, but I'm going to find it and I'm going to watch it. So I want you to tell me your take on it.
Yeah, I filmed and taped it a few years ago. It's basically the culmination of my act and my work up until that point. It's a lot of my history, my family, my growing up, my parents, a lot about my parents, then about my relationships and just getting to the point where I was at that point in my life. So it's real biographical. I always liked comics who are storytellers. I like learning about a comedian or performer, entertainer. So that's what I always tried to model myself as. And I think that's what you do. If you listen to the whole album, you'll definitely get to know me and where I came from.
That's amazing. I went and did I'm a veteran of the military, and I went and I do comedy for veterans and military. And the whole thing about comedy is we are telling stuff about our own lives and our own reality. And I got thrown out of a VA facility for only talking about myself.
Oh, jeez.
So true. And it hurt so bad when it happened, but now I can laugh about it. It's like, do you guys not watch comedy? That's all the rage. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to steal all my other jokes. What?
Every show is a learning process.
That's right. That's right. What's the biggest thing that you've learned over the years? Because you started in 2011, right?
The biggest thing that I've learned is really to have confidence in yourself. Audiences are like a pack of wolves. They can smell fear, and they can smell if you're not confident in yourself, or you don't believe your act. So I've seen comics get up who might not have a great act, but they have a great stage presence and they believe in their words, and they've killed. So you've got to have confidence in what you're saying, and you've got to present it authentically. Audiences can sniff out bullshit very easily. So I think the most important lesson for anybody trying to get up on stage, and any speaker, and just public speaking in general, is have confidence in what you're saying. It's definitely intimidating, and it's always a little nerve wracking to get up in front of strangers and try to make them laugh. It's one of the most exposing forms of art, because it's just you and your words and the way you present. But if you believe in what you're saying and you're confident in that, the audience will know and will be willing to come along on the ride for you.
Yes. I just learned, maybe a year ago, about being authentic. Somebody said, have you ever thought about being authentic? And I went and looked it up. I didn't know what it meant. And I cried for 2 weeks. And then I decided, wait a minute, how can I be authentic on stage if I'm not authentic in my real life? So then I had to go back and, search my heart and be authentic in real life, so that when I'm on stage, I'm really authentic to being authentic. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was a learning and when you're authentic, you can make mistakes on stage and people will still go along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you're being you, and you're speaking from really your own world, it's hard to First of all, there's no chance of you overlapping humor with any other comics, and people will always get an original experience with your show.
Yes. What's the goofiest thing you've ever seen in your comedy career, or weird, hard, stupid, scary, something memorable in your career?
When I was about a year into doing comedy, and I had just started getting paid to do shows, to MC and host, I had a woman come up to me after a show and say that they wanted me to come do their project graduation, which is an event for the kids after graduation, where they all go typically back to the school, and they have games and stuff for them, and it's a way to keep them from partying and getting drunk. And usually it's an all-night thing. She wanted me to come to their project graduation and perform for these high school graduates. And most comics know that performing for teenagers is one of the most daunting tasks in the world, but they offered me a good amount of money, and at the time I was just so hungry I would go perform anywhere. So I said, absolutely, I'll do it. And it was way in advance. I think it was like 6 months in advance. And I kept putting off thinking about it and putting off, and finally came around to time. I hadn't really worked out any specific material for that show, and I just figured I'd go in and wing it. I only had to do, I think, 20 or 30 minutes. So I get there, and the women are all setting up, but there was a group of them standing around, and they all looked very frantic. And I got over, and I only had, at the time, I think I only had 20 minutes of material. I think my whole act was 20 minutes of material. And a lot of comics, including myself, when we start out, a lot of times you'll go dirty. The dirty is the easiest way to go. And, kind of the lowest common denominator, especially when you're starting out. So of my 20 minutes, probably 18 of it was dirty, and I had to be clean. So I just figured I'd work it out one way or another. And I got there, and all the women were standing around, and they looked very concerned. And I went over and introduced myself. I said, "Oh my God, we're so glad you're here. We have a huge problem. All the games and events that we've ordered for tonight, the person booking it screwed up, and he put it for tomorrow night, and we have nothing for the kids to do. So we're scrambling. We've got people coming from all over the state to bring different stuff. But we know we asked you to do 20 minutes, but can you do an hour? And we'll quadruple what we were paying." He said, "Absolutely." And so I ended up in a basketball court full of kids just sitting down. It must have been sitting down, and I just for an hour just talked to these kids, and I did crowd work, and I brought them up, and I made fun of them, and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I'm sure probably in hindsight, if I remember the thing I said, it was probably a mess, but they had fun, and I had fun, and I made a lot of money.
Yes.
I made it to that point, and the folks organizing it were very happy. So but it was crazy. It was a crazy experience that I definitely wasn't prepared for. But every comic who's done this and has gone, some distance with this career knows that you always encounter these situations that you're not prepared for, and you just have to kind of put your head down and pull your way through it.
Exactly. That's amazing. I love that. So where is it that you have not yet performed that you would just give your eye tooth to do?
I'd actually love to perform for the troops. To go over.
Is that right?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who've done it, and I just haven't had the time or just the ability to get to do it. But that's one of the things, that I really like in my career, to be able to say that I went overseas and I performed.
Oh my goodness. Do you know any of the people who book those?
I've talked to some of the folks over the years. There's a couple of different groups that book the overseas tours, and it's a certain time commitment. I still have a day job, so it's a little hard for me to schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully in the next few years, it's something I'll be able to work out.
One of the things that I've done, because I go into VA hospitals and to veteran stand downs, and I become the entertainment. And I can send you a list of all the veteran stand downs, or you can Google it. And the ones that are by every single community has a stand down once a year, and they're looking for comedians.
Yeah, sure. I'd love that.
Okay, I'll send you that list.
Great. Thank you.
It's a lot of fun. I once did 1,000 men in one night.
You must have been very tired.
Yes. It's my GI spot. I was tired. So, what do you want to say to people about getting through a pandemic? We never got a manual for this.
No, we didn't. For comics, it's especially hard because, especially for my friends, a lot of them work and do it full time, and they went from working every weekend, multiple times throughout the week, making their living, to not having any kind of living and nothing on the horizon as far as return to normal. In a matter of a week, I lost 32 gigs. And it's a real blow to entertainers and independent contractors who base their income off of being able to get up in front of people. So a lot of people are scrambling to find ways to evolve their skill. There's a lot of Zoom shows. I've done a couple of Zoom shows, the happy hours. Social media promotion, like TikTok is very big right now. Instagram, finding new ways just to get your material and your name out there. It's a real challenge, and it's very difficult. And nobody's quite sure, even if things went back to normal tomorrow, when the comedy industry will pick back up. Because,
that's right.
People aren't making the same money they have. There's a lot of people on unemployment, so people aren't going to have the money to go to shows. So it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult in the near future. So to the comics and the entertainers out there, thankfully they've really bolstered the unemployment provisions, and but beyond the monetary and the fiscal impact, I would tell anybody, just keep creating. I do videos. I try to create a video or two a week of content, just to keep pushing stuff out there, to keep reminding people that you're there. People are going to forget, but now more than ever, people need to be entertained and to laugh and to have some fun. And this is a great time. You have literally a captive audience. People have nothing to do, and they're going to run through Netflix very quickly. So just create content, write, and find an audience. This is a great time to build an audience and to build a little bit of a fan following, so that when the gates open back up and we can unleashed back onto the stage. We'll have people who want to come see us live after they've watched us on this little camera screen for so many moments.
Thank you. That's beautiful. A while ago, I said the wrong year you started. You started in 2001, not 2011. So you've been doing this comedy grind for 20 years. This is like your 20th year. And when you won Gilda's Laugh Off in 2013, was Gilda alive and there?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
But that was awesome. That was a huge privilege, and it was a lot of fun. And I worked with the comics that were on that slate were amazing, and it was just most contests aren't a big deal, and people a lot of comics will try to blow it off because if you win, you don't want to seem like you're being overly self-aggrandizing, and if you lose, you don't want to seem bitter or whatever. But this was cool just because Gilda was such a huge name and a huge influence on the industry. So it was very cool, and something I'm very proud of.
You should be. I'm proud of you for accomplishing that. It's been so lovely to talk to you. And thank you. Where would you like me to focus on getting people to your social media?
They can either find me on Facebook, or they can go to Gutting the Sacred Cows Facebook page and follow us there. That's kind of the project that I'm most active on right now, and without stand up, that's the really place to find me, that I'm producing the most content.
Okay. And are you free? Are you able? Do you desire to give out your Venmo, Cash App, PayPal if people are so inclined to support you financially through this time?
They don't need to do that. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to still have a day job, and if people are looking to give somebody money, there's plenty of other causes and folks to give it to. I'm fortunate right now.
Okay, perfect. And I don't know where your wife is, but please tell her hello. She's beautiful. You make a beautiful couple, and I'm so happy you came on. I got to know you a little bit through this wall here of the internet.
Yes, it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Have a great day, and love you lots. Bye. Thank you. You too. What a sweet guy. That was fun. What a great guy. So humble. I think that comics fall into two buckets. Not humble, humble. People fall into two buckets. Those that like Neil Diamond, and the rest don't count. Just kidding. I like Neil Diamond. So those are my crib notes to ask questions. Now I get a little break before my 5 o'clock, my 7 o'clock, and my 8 o'clock. That was fun. Oh my gosh. I like him. I felt like I had a lot in common with him. That always helps. And at least he acknowledged my questions and gave answers that were legit answers. Not pat answers or put downs. Sometimes you get put downs like, that's a stupid question. Excuse me, why don't you interview me and we'll see how you do. See you later, bye.